Each month, Kaulig Giving and Fox 8 will highlight people, organizations, and charities making a difference in Northeast Ohio. It's time to celebrate Cleveland's Own.
Hi, I'm Matt Kaulig. This month on Cleveland's Own, I'm excited to highlight an organization that implements strategies to quickly develop safe, effective therapies focusing on rare genetic disorders in children. Let's talk with the Research Institute for Children's Health at Case Western Reserve University.
The Research Institute for Children's Health was designed to be able to apply modern genetic technologies to diseases so we can accelerate the process from discovering what causes the gene to trying to fix it. One of the things that a university has as an advantage is we have so much diverse expertise. So if I have a question and I want to try to answer it, I can almost always find a colleague here on campus who can help me answer the question. And the research is not funded the same way the teaching is. So we have to get grants and other types of financial support. Without that, we just can't move forward.
To put it in perspective, to apply for federal funding, if everything goes perfectly, you're looking at least a year. And that's if it gets funded on the first try, which rarely happens. So the Research Institute was a much quicker way for us to start working at the point that we have the idea and while we're applying for that additional funding.
So what's this lab? So what goes on in here?
So this is our laboratory. So here is mostly what we refer to as molecular biology. So we can grow cells in a dish. So if I have a young person who has a disorder, we can take a little biopsy, test them for treatments that way without having to expose a person to those things. The steps in the process are to first find the gene. So once you know what causes the disease, then you can start to drill in to figure out how it's causing the disease. Then we have all kinds of different places where we might be able to intervene. Understanding what's broken allows you a much better chance of figuring out how you might be able to fix and treat it.
So how significant is it to have all the research done right here in Cleveland?
We have a very unusual situation at the core of our university research is right here next to one of the major hospitals, university hospitals.
Okay.
Right down the street, we've got Cleveland Clinic. A few more miles is Metro Health. So you have that cluster of all those institutions, so you can take things from the very basic in the laboratory, see something that might work as a therapy, and then work with the clinical folks to see whether or not it actually makes a difference in a patient.
And I get to meet with them in the clinics, and I always ask them, how has it been since one of these therapies? And it's changed their lives. They're able to plan for the future. They're doing everything that you and I are doing, and that's been, for some of them, the first time in their lives.
We'll grow cells. So imagine I have my disease cells, and it'll come through the machine, and each one of these pins will put a different chemical into each one of those guys. And they'll come over to this machine. It's actually a microscope. We'll detect differences in those cells, and then I get to play a game of Battleship and say, okay, well, the chemical I put here on A10, it did what I wanted to, and the one in G4 did what I wanted to. So then I can go back at them and I can say, what's similar about those chemicals, so I can start to understand the process.
How can Fox 8 viewers help?
Matt, the two major ways that folks can help us are through funding. So we always need support to make these experiments go faster. You know, we don't just do the research, we also like to help educate people. So if folks, have questions they want to ask, we're here.
To learn more and to find out how you can help, go to the Research Institute for Children's Health Facebook page. To nominate a person or organization to be featured on an upcoming episode of Cleveland's Own, visit kauliggiving.com/Cleveland's Own. Make it a great day.